Hey guys, it's Hannah from the Glory Living channel. Today we are going to be cooking ribs. I'm going to show you how to bake them, cook them so they are tender, fall off the bone, and just totally delicious. Guys, you're going to love this recipe. It's super easy and it'll be perfect for the 4th of July this week or anytime this summer when you want to enjoy tender pork ribs. Okay guys, let's go check it out. Well guys, this is one of those recipes that is super easy. As long as you have the time to cook these, you are gonna get really great results. These are so easy and so delicious. They're definitely gonna become one of your family's favorites. They are one of ours, and it's just like I said, so easy to do and they come out great. Let's get our meat out, and we're gonna step one, prep these, which is not just seasoning. There's a step before that. We're gonna take off this back membrane, and that's gonna really help make these tender. Let's get our meat ready, and I'll show you what I mean. Also, let's preheat our oven. And with time, temperature really matters. We're gonna set our oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. A good, slow, low temp cook is gonna really help them become tender. So preheat your oven at 250 degrees and we'll get working on the meat. Okay, so we've got our workstation over here. We are going to unwrap these ribs, put them on a cutting board, and we are going to cut off this back membrane, and that's gonna help them become tender and fall off the bone. And that is one of the steps that I do not want you to skip when you do this. That will really help make sure that they are fall off the bone tender. So we're gonna get, we have 2 racks of ribs that we're working with today, and I am gonna start with the membrane and we'll put them on our baking sheets in a second. But to get started, get a cutting board, get a knife, and we're gonna get this meat prepped. All right, so we have got our ribs here. You can see the front part where you have all this meat and this back where the bones are. There's a membrane here that we are going to remove, and you wouldn't really notice it unless somebody told you you should remove it. So we are going to cut it. It doesn't matter, just get a sharp knife. I'm just using a paring knife. And you want to get under it and slice it. And once you can get under it and slice it, if you can get your fingers in there, see that? Gross, huh? But this is going to peel off. I do it down the middle. I don't know why I do that, but you do it in the middle. You could do it on any side, but it comes off. And you're just gonna peel that all off until you get it all the way off completely. Sometimes it's harder than others to get it off. But it's just this very thin membrane, but that will affect the tenderness. So take that off, and we'll just throw that away and discard it. There's still some more here I'm gonna get underneath. I'll get them up. And if you have to make another cut to get under it, all right, so we've got one of those done. And if you get a little edge that you can't get the membrane totally off, do not worry about it. Just try and get the most of it off that you can. Like I said, sometimes it comes off easily, sometimes it's difficult. So we're gonna move on to our second one here. Point proven here, the second one's a little bit more difficult than the first one was. But it's coming off. Okay, now we've got this one done. We've got our membrane off. We're gonna throw that away. And next we're gonna get our seasonings and do a dry rub on here before we throw them in the oven. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of salt in here. I'm gonna put about a half a tablespoon of pepper, 1 to 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and maybe 1 tablespoon of paprika. That should be enough to cover our 2 racks of ribs, and if I see anything lacking, I can come back afterwards and add it in. This is all about taste, and depends on how many racks of ribs you have. We're doing 2, but just as long as you get them really covered and lathered, you really want that meat to get that good seasoned flavor. Okay, so we have got our dry rub all mixed in here. And we are going to take this and spread it all over our meat. Now, before I do that, just so I'm not rubbing the seasoning off, I am going to get these situated in their pans. One important fact is I'm going to put these on baking pans, but I'm going to wrap them in tin foil. So I'm going to put tin foil on the bottom and the top and make sure it's all wrapped and sealed in there tight when it's all said and done. with that being said, I want to put a layer of tinfoil on the bottom of these pans that will be part of the wrapping, and then put the dry rub on. Okay, I have two different pans just because these are the only baking pans I have with lips on them. One is a stone, one is a metal baking pan. I really don't think it makes a difference, so don't worry about what kind you have, just something you can set them on. And I'm going to try, I like to have a lip on them in case any juices come out. These can get juicy, so just be careful with that. But other than that, don't worry about what kind or style it is. Okay, we're going to take our dry rub, and we're going to sprinkle it all over, nice, and try and get it pretty evenly over coated. You can pat that on. And I even had some extra. I'd rather have more once my hands get messy than not enough and have to go back and wash my hands and re-get my seasoning. So, okay. So I'm patting that on. We are going to take our other pieces of tinfoil. I'm going to lay it over top and I'm going to wrap it. And what I'm doing here is I'm sealing in so that it will steam in there and tenderize and cook inside the tin foil, but that juices and steam are not escaping. I'm making sure everything is wrapped up so it's closed in kind of a little bit of a blanket on the bottom and the top of tin foil. All right, easy peasy. We've got both our pans set here, all wrapped up. We are gonna put these in the oven at 250 degrees. Okay, I am gonna put ours in the oven for 3.5 hours. Now, anywhere between 3 and 4 hours, you're gonna be done, but that really good tender fall off the bone effect that we want is gonna happen around 3.5 hours. So I've got ours in there. When we're done, we're actually not even gonna have to put these on the grill. As much as I love grilling, the time I have tried putting this on the grill, it falls apart. And so it's so tender that grilling almost becomes impossible. So I like them that tender. So what I do instead is when I want my barbecue sauce to really be on there and thickened up, I broil them. We'll do that in a little bit after these are done baking, but we're gonna bake ours 250 degrees. We're gonna check them at 3.5 hours, and hopefully they should be done and ready to broil. Okay, well, I just pulled these out of the oven, so we are going to brush some barbecue sauce on them now. They are way over temp, they're perfectly cooked, and they are tender. So really excited. We're gonna put some barbecue sauce on. I'm gonna throw them in the broiler. I'm gonna put mine on high. That's just kind of the way I tend to do it. But we're gonna get these unwrapped and we'll brush some barbecue sauce on and I'll show you how we do it. I'm going to shift these over to one pan just for ease. Now this is the easy part. I'm just using Sweet Baby Ray's and I can squeeze it on, get a first layer on here, and as I do this I'm just going to spread it around. And this will be easy because I will, the squeeze bottle makes it easy, just squeeze it on there, spread it around for our first layer, and we're going to broil these. And as it starts to get thick and dries out, we'll bring it back out and we'll put more layers of barbecue sauce on. I usually do that about 2 or 3 times, so we'll throw these in the broiler and let them start getting the sauce really on there. So I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but these are a little bit more dry as it kind of thickens up and kind of, I don't know, kind of solidifies the barbecue sauce. So we're going to put some more on, another layer as well, and put them back in the broiler. All right, I'm going to just open these up and try and show you real quick here just how absolutely tender these are. I could use a spoon to break these apart. Right off, right, separate those bones. It is just flaking off. It looks so good. They're gonna taste awesome. We cannot wait. We're gonna eat these for dinner tonight. They're gonna be awesome. Well, it is dinner time for us. We are gonna dig into these ribs, and we're gonna even save some for in a few days for the 4th of July. And that'll be so easy to reheat. I could do that in the oven. Honestly, even just microwave. These things are so good. But either way, we're gonna dig in these tonight and enjoy them so much. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. That way you can keep seeing our content being uploaded for you guys and to enjoy. And please share this with your friends and your family. It's one of the best ways to support the channel and help us grow. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, we'll see you soon.